It's now time for NRG This Week. NRG stands for Network Referral Group. To learn more about NRG, go to their website, nrg.online. It's now time for another episode of NRG This Week.
Hey everybody, Mike Weiner, NRG This Week. It is July 1st. Can you believe it? Half of the year is done. We're 3 days from Independence Day. I was away last week, and I do want to thank Shoshana for doing a great job running NRG this week. She was phenomenal. I've seen the video. I've seen the show. She was awesome. But I was down in Myrtle Beach with my beautiful wife of 8 months, a week, and a couple of days. We had a great time. Got some sun, did some swimming, hung out on the beach, and actually went out on a boat. Had no rain the whole time. Came back. We got a little bit of rain in Northern Virginia, but we had new members joining last week. And, you know, if you haven't been to an NRG meeting, there is a vibe going on right now, stronger than I've ever seen. A lot of new members coming in. When you come to your first meeting, you will get 3 referrals. As a new member, you will get 30. What I generally recommend now is I do 10 at a time because I've had several members, including Shoshana of last week, come back and go, Mike, the 10 blew up to 50. So absolutely amazing. To reach me, to schedule a time to come to a meeting, my cell number is 443-756, right there on the screen. Thank you, Jay, 9656. My email is mike@networkreferralgroup.com. I've been doing this now 25 and a half years, and our website is nrg.online. We do have a big extravaganza coming up September 18th. Elena Schwartz, backed by popular demand, will be doing, she'll be our keynote speaker. It's going to be called Attraction Marketing, and we do have sponsorship opportunities. So reach out to me, come out to a meeting, see what the magic's all about. So this week we have another Shoshana. I'm very excited. I always say Studio 54 to keep the disco part alive. So Shoshana, come on out. We're going to talk a little bit about your business and some other things. So, you know, I just invited you about half an hour ago. You're here. So how are you doing on this beautiful first day of July?
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate being a guest. I'm doing beautifully. It is pretty phenomenal that it's July already, I must admit. It's gone very fast. This year has gone very fast.
I'll tell you what, the older we get, the quicker the years go. And, you know, the weather now up and down the East Coast, 100 degrees. I looked at the temperature a minute ago. It's like 95 in Maryland. But Shoshana, the heat's not the only thing hot. Your business is hot from what I hear. Take 2-3 minutes. Give us and by the way, we're recording this and it's live. So give us 2 or 3 minutes about what you do so the viewers can get to understand. I'm excited. You and I were talking about half an hour ago, and I'm like, I got a spot open coming back from vacation. So take 2-3 minutes, talk about what you do for our audience. Thank you.
Thank you. My work is all about creating life as you want it to be, as you imagine it can be, by eliminating the self-limiting beliefs, thoughts, feelings that you have. We want to create our goals, but we get stuck in not being able to create our goals and not knowing exactly why. That's where your thoughts come in, because your thoughts are what create your reality. And we want to eliminate the difficult thoughts, the stressful thoughts, the I can't do it, my confidence isn't high enough, whatever that is. And then we create the confidence, the success in business, the beautiful relationships that we want, just as you imagine your life to be. And how do we do that? We combine quantum spirituality and or quantum physics, the science, and spirituality together in a beautiful body of work called Invincible Heart Traditions, which was created by brilliant Adelea Statile, the creator and developer of this program. I have been working with this program for many years because I needed it. And I looked around for a long time before I found the answer to creating life, not as a victim to outside conditioning or my own thoughts, but from inside out, creating life exactly as I want it to be. And I'll give you an example. I was in the world of education and really wanted to remove myself from the world of education, had the dream of being a healer, having a healing business. I was a reflexologist at that time, but I didn't know how, and I honestly didn't think I could do it. Well, I found through this work that I could do it because I wanted to do it, and I did the work that I teach, eliminated the limiting belief that I couldn't do it. I didn't know how, all of those things that got in the way. And here I am, having had a 6-year thriving reflexology business, which I have morphed into this mindset coaching.
Awesome.
So that's
awesome. Very cool.
Oh.
And we're going to talk a little bit about self-limiting beliefs in a minute. You kind of hit it a little bit. I'm going to have you dig a little deeper. There's always a backstory of why someone does what they do. For me, with networking, I used to sell copiers, and I'm so old, I sold fax machines. They're not really around as much, but I did over 50,000 cold calls. And I was like, Shashan, I don't want people to have to do what I did. I want to make it easier. That's why I started NRG. What is the backstory? You kind of hit on it with the reflexology, but why did you get into the business that you're in now?
I got into the business because initially I was suffering. I spent many years in anxiety, stress, overwhelm, lack of self-confidence, so many of the things that many people suffer from. And I had goals. I knew things could be better. At the same time as I was looking around and looking around for a solution, I didn't find it for a long time. I'm just going to interrupt to say my website is shahhealing.com. 4660 is part of my telephone number. I apologize for that typo. So here I was looking around for a solution to being to suffering and eliminating that is trying out a whole lot of things that never quite got to it until I found this work where I found I didn't have to be a victim to my thoughts or outside conditioning. So I could give up being miserable by employing certain techniques. They involve breath, they involve breath and language and meditation, very specific and unique. And I found that I could create life just as I wanted. And I started to be very happy and productive. My relationships, I changed my relationships. So I want to share that with other people. I'm driven to the mission of telling people and showing people they don't have to suffer, but rather they can live life exactly as they want it to be.
Awesome. I love that.
That's it.
Yep. No, I love that. So here's the thing. There's so much negative out there. There's the news, which, I insulate myself with law of attraction. And for my community as the fearless leader, I've got to bring my best. I may not feel great one day. Lately, I've been feeling really good. I actually lost 2 pounds while I was on vacation walking, which is great. But self-limiting beliefs. Parents, without meaning to do so, a lot of times they tell their kid, no, 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 or you can't do that. I want to be a baseball player. I want to be a police officer. No, you can't do that. So the parents and the family and all of society is giving us these self-limiting beliefs. So give us one way without giving everything away. What's one tip someone could do today to help with a self-limiting belief? What's one way to overcome that? I don't want you to talk about everything, but maybe just one isolated tip.
One thing that you said, I'm going to emphasize. When you hear the self-limiting, when you hear the belief that you disagree with, that is a negative belief, turn off the radio, turn off the television. One that I'm particularly aware of is people say on the radio, you're 50 and you've got to suffer. This is going to happen to your eyes. This is going to happen to your body. Turn off the radio and tell yourself, I am healthy and I am living my very long life. Don't let that stuff get into your head. Does that make sense to you, Mike?
That does. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. I remember in 2023, I had a quote, Mike Weiner quote, turn off the TV, turn on your dreams. And I still remember that. I came up with that during the year. Give us an example. And I love that tip, by the way. Give us an example of one of your clients without obviously mentioning their name. You can use Joe or Mary, whatever. But how did they benefit from working with you, whether it was, I don't know, saving a marriage, taking their career to the next level? What was a benefit or two, or, take 2, 3 minutes. What were some of the benefits of someone working with you? A client testimonial.
I remember working with a woman who had very negative thinking. All of her statements were prefaced by something negative or included something negative. And she was a leader. She was an administrator, a very well-respected administrator in a city government position. She worked really hard on changing her language, her internal thoughts, and how she spoke. At the end of a period of time when we were working together, it was her job to give a presentation about her work. And normally, she said to me, her presentations would have been emphasizing the negative and would have not been the kind of leadership that she wanted to give, which was to her interest in giving leadership was to spark people on to achieve more and more and to feel good about their work. She told me after doing our work together, as I said, for a period of time, she created a presentation that was upbeat, that was forward looking, and was very positive. She emphasized all the success that people were having and the success that they could create in the future, and got a very good response from that. And the people who were being guided by her walked out feeling the hope and the upliftment that were her goals.
That's awesome. That is a great, great testimony. I love that. All right. I do want to mention Leon Thomas real quick. Leon, I've been friends for years. They produced, they did the video of Tanya and my wedding back in October. He runs an incredible racquetball program. I know Jay's going to pop the website on here, racquetballrevival.com. It's from kids all the way up through adults, and Leon does a great job with that. So it's not just about pickleball anymore, as Leon would say. Racquetball is still alive and well. And I remember going to Towson State University, where I graduated back in 1986. There's the Leon Thomas group. Leon, I've been friends for over 25 and a half years, but I remember playing racquetball at Towson back in the day. So definitely reach out to Leon. Shoshana, I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to take a commercial break. And you got to remind me, who was the when I have you talk in a second, who was the one that introduced you to me? I want you to do an NRG testimonial. You've been with me a little while now, not too long, but I'd love you to share your testimonial. And you and I are starting to get some time where it's just been you and me and working together, and really enjoy working with you. But what would be someone out there, they're like, should I go to NRG? I've been to other groups. What's the NRG testimonial for you?
I was introduced to NRG, I believe it was by Karen Anderson. And what I say about NRG is it's an amazingly welcoming group where people not only have your back, but they're eager to support your growth and success. The resources that people have as far as giving you leads, giving the other business people leads is phenomenal resources. Mike is right when he says that you get so many that you need to backpedal sometimes and say, I'd like to wait a week until I ask for more leads. And people are very encouraging of professionalism, as well as creating a very nurturing to the business atmosphere.
Love it. Thank you very much. That was awesome. Appreciate that. So we are going to take a commercial break. On the flip side, when we come back, we're going to continue this amazing talk with Shoshana. We will be right back after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned.
At Rod's Car Repairs, we work on all cars, old cars, new cars, and your car. Car Repairs by Rod.io.
Baked by Brianna has been your Baltimore hometown bakery since 1969. Located in Roxton Plaza, Baked by Brianna. Visit bakedbybrianna.io.
From the creative team that brought you The Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What will we do without it?
I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. Podcast, virtual events, webinars, streaming shows, and so much more. We want to be your partner in all things virtual.
Hey, everybody. Mike Weiner back, NRG this week with Shoshana. So let me ask you this. When someone reaches out to you, I want to talk about you now. What do they get when they're working with you? What are some of your best personality traits, your energy? Someone calls you up and they go, hey, I saw you on NRG this week. I'd like to work with you. What do they get with this amazing woman?
Thank you so much, Mike. I am a good listener. I am a nurturing listener. I hold the boundaries of this work well, meaning I'm willing to say it's not quite like that, or if somebody's thinking negatively, I'm willing to say, oh, hold on a moment. How are you thinking and what are the implications of that? So people enjoy my guidance and the leadership I offer. I'm passionate about this work. And I have great experience with it. So I have a knowledge base and experience base, which I can call upon to give the guidance and the teaching that are required for people to learn the work. And I'm a bit of what I call a red pen teacher, in that when people are not doing the work, I'm willing to say, hey, if you want to make the change you're talking about, you've got to do this work. How's that, Mike?
I like that. I like that. You call them out. You call them out if they're not doing the work. I wrote down, I'm a big benefit guy. There's features, there's benefits. What are the implications? I love that because it's a question, but instead of you going after them, you kind of use a question to feel where you're going. They go, all right, I need to work harder. I need to listen better. I love that. What are the implications? Because that's a real life question there. So I love that. What
you.
have I not asked you that you would like to talk about? Take 2-3 minutes. It can be personal, it can be business, anything you think would help out our viewing audience. It could be something I haven't even touched on, because when you talk about what you're doing, it's a big field, it's a big industry. But what have I not asked you that you would like to take 2-3 minutes and talk about?
Thank you so much. It is a big industry. Mindset coaching is certainly popular right now. And one of the things that makes the work, the IHT way work, stand out is that it's really focused on doing being successful. One can make the changes in even less than 55 minutes, but definitely 55 minutes. One client said to me recently, I felt 1000% better after just 25 minutes of doing this work. So it's rapid, it's efficient. You can virtually put it in your tool belt, and when you're standing on the grocery store line and start to get irritated or stressed out, you can do this work internally. Even at a meeting, if you were getting stressed out, you learn the work in such a way that you can do it very rapidly and efficiently, and while other things are going on in life. And it is possible to work with me weekly or bi-weekly or once a month, because the work is something you learn, you apply, and it works. There's no question. So you always know if you're doing the work properly by looking at the outcome, and then you can tweak it and make the outcome better if you need to. So I think that's it, Mike. Do you need anything else?
No, that's awesome. Going to have one last question. We always do this. Leon and I started this a while back. I know you're from New York, so you're probably a Yankees fan. What is your favorite sports team? Baseball. I prefer baseball and football because that's what I'm in. But if it's basketball, that's okay. But what's
All right.
you have a favorite sports team?
I don't know that I have a favorite sports team. I used to live with an avid baseball fan, and so then I would go between the Yankees and the Mets. But I can tell you what my favorite scene is. What was it, 1984, when we had the Subway Series, and the Mets and the Yankees were playing, and the street, we were watching on TV with the windows open. The streets were a roar with everybody screaming from the window. So I hope that's an answer to your question. That's my favorite scene in sports.
It's funny because I don't know who was in '84. You probably remember better because it was Subway Series. For me, the year earlier was the Orioles beating the Phillies in 1983. I was in college, and that's the last time the Orioles have won the World Series. Right now, the Yankees are not even in first place. They've lost 5 in a row. They're in second. And the Orioles are almost in last. They're playing horrible, like 8 or 9 games under 500. So it's been rough. But I want to say, Shazad, it's been absolutely phenomenal talking with you. I've really enjoyed having you out here and getting to know you and for you to share. And thank you very much for being here on NRG this week. I didn't give you a lot of notice. It was only about 20 minutes, but really appreciate you being here. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate you, and I appreciate NRG.
You're very welcome. Appreciate that. So I'm going to wrap us up on myself. I'm Mike Weiner. Definitely reach out to me. Come to a meeting. See what the buzz is about. I'm getting testimonial after testimonial. I can only post so many on Facebook. I was going to go with my newest one. When is it time for you to look at NRG? How many more testimonials do you need? But reach out. My cell number one more time, 443-756-9656. Like Leon would say, send me a text. Don't shoot me a text. Send me a text. We'd love to have you come out to a meeting, get 3 referrals at your first meeting. And, I do 10 up front, and that's been turning into 50. So I want everyone to have a great week. Have a great 4th of July. Welcome to the second half of the year. Make it your year. We've still got 6 months. You can do it. Write your goals out. And we will see you next week for another episode of NRG This Week. Like Casey Kasem said, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. We'll see you next week. Thank you.